Go. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. Welcome back to Exotic Wine Travel.
I'm your host,
Matthew Hoggy.
And we also have Shireen Tan here today.
Hi.
So both of us, usually it's me behind the camera, but luckily we have a tripod and a setup where we both can be on.
Yeah.
So welcome to the show, everybody. Today
we are gonna talk about.
We're gonna talk about Mexican wines because we're here in Mexico. This is the first week that we're here, the first week and a half that we're here. Did you know what the first country in the entire New World, in the Americas, North, South, and Central America, to produce wine? What do you think it would be? Do you think it'd be Argentina? What do you think it would be?
I mean, if I don't know anything about wine, I would assume Argentina or Chile because they have the most market presence.
Yeah, Chile, Uruguay, maybe California. You know what? The answer is actually Mexico. Mexico was the first wine in the Americas. It was in the mid to late 1500s. And what happened is, late in the 1600s, the King of Spain blocked all production of wine in Spanish colonies because Spanish exports of Spanish wine had went down. So Mexican wine was shut down except for sacramental purposes. And actually, the California industry, it came from where we are in Baja California. So all the wine production moved up into the U.S. eventually as it opened up. So pretty cool stuff, right?
It is. Yeah.
So we have some introduction to some wines here. We're going to talk about a few things. The first thing, let's talk about one of your favorites. We have this. We have this guy. It's not his favorite, her favorite, but this production is called P125 by Aborigen. That's how I'm pronouncing it. And they named it P125 because one of the most prominent winemakers here in Mexico wanted to start a label, and he wanted to make quality wines but make them accessible for everyday people because Mexican wine in general is more expensive in comparison to the overall population. So he started this out, pesos 125. So if you're counting at home, maybe like with today's exchange rate, we're talking about $7 US. We've tasted the Mourvedre. This is the Cinsault. What do you think about this label, this line so far?
The Mourvedre was really good, but I wanted to buy a bottle of varietal wine made of Cinsault because you hardly ever see wine made of Cinsault. So that was an experiment for us, but it didn't turn out so well because it tasted too much like plum and prune and raisin. It
was prune. Yeah. It was prune flavor. It tasted to me like strawberry, like red fruit, but it was pruny strawberry.
Yeah.
So this one wasn't good. The Mourvedre was good. We also tried a white wine, which was average at the restaurant. Remember? So I like the story about what's going on here. The Cinsault wasn't super high on. We're going to talk about the rest of these wines here, which were what we kind of expected here in Mexico. They were big powerhouses of oak over-extracted flavor. We have the Totol. This is the Icono Mourvedre Cabernet Sauvignon. Sorry, I can't put this up here because the exposure will get all messed up. But 2014. We have a nice boutique producer, Montaño Benson, Amor Bonito, Barbera, and Petite Syrah from 2012. And a special label from Vinisterra, a Piece de Tierra from 2012. This is 68% Syrah, 32% Tempranillo. So what do you think about these styles of wines?
I think it's really interesting because over here you get to taste very interesting blend that I don't know where else can you get Tempranillo and Syrah. Yeah, and even for Mourvedre and Cabernet Sauvignon, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit common, but one of the key characteristics that I find all across the wine is they tend to be a little bit more bigger on the palate, more texture. You get a little bit more oak, maybe even sometimes even chipped wood.
And a lot of savory notes, right? A lot of salt. That's what they say.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Peppermint.
Peppermint is huge as well. I think it goes for, if you're going to pair with Mexican wines here, they use a lot of chili, a lot of spices. The food is really hot, so maybe they need this style of wine to maybe go with that spicy food. What do you think?
I'd agree, but at the same time, it's quite hard if we want just 1 or 2 glasses of drink or even to share a bottle before we go to bed without food. And most of the time, like the last couple of days, we've been drinking our wine with at least some chips or cookie because without all of these things, it's really difficult to swallow the wine and finish up a whole bottle without all by ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, these wines are big. They're not easy to drink by themselves. My favorite was the Pies de Tierra from Vinisterra. They're on a state vineyard, so they grow their own grapes. Did you have a favorite out of these?
I'm a little bit critical. I think this was okay.
It was,
It was okay.
They're all
You know,
decent, but you
yeah.
got to know what you're getting in for.
Yeah.
Big, over extracted wines with a little bit of savory notes, a lot
Yeah.
of wood. Now the Pies de Tierra was interesting to me because we look back, looking at my notes and remembering everything. Had chocolate on the front and the end palate, and the middle was filled in with a little bit of red fruit and kind of a funkiness, which I liked. It was well made. It was just not the best wine in the world. I had it at 3.7 on my Vivino. Anything you remember about the Barbera Petite Syrah?
It was big, but we had it with I think pizza and it's a little bit bigger than what I would expect from Barbera because because of the blend you get a little bit of the Petite Syrah like heaviness and then Barbera keeps it fresh. So I still appreciate it. Yeah.
Well, we're on the lookout we're going to be tasting here for over the next 2 months. They are supposedly some very elegant, very well-made, very structured wines here. They aren't all big powerhouses, so we'll be shooting lots of videos and keep tuned. Anything you want to say?
Oh yeah. I think if anyone comes to Mexico, they should definitely check out this label, P125, because they make all sorts of wine, all kinds of interesting blend and interesting varietal red wine from very hard to find grapes.
Yes. So if you like this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Exotic Wine Travel, and I will see you at the next episode.